Hello, my name is Sally Master, and I'm head of technical services at the University City Public Library. And I'm here in continuation of our Three on a Theme series. And for me, oh, and that's Cosette, better known as Cozy. Um, if in these trying times, escape for you means less adventure and mystery and more clever women, beautiful prose, cozy fires, and plenty of tea. This is the book talk for you. Um, we're going to focus on what I consider to be undervalued women writers of the last century, British, and um, and so let's dig in. The first of these is a woman named D.E. Stevenson. Um, she was tremendously successful and prolific, and she was Scottish, actually the, I believe, second cousin of Robert Louis Stevenson. And her books are funny and intelligent and well written. And many of them have been reprinted in recent years by Source Books Landmark, I believe it is. We have fresh copies of lots of her most popular books once we reopen at University City Library. But I'm going to, I chose books that are available on the streaming audio and ebook streaming services that we have at the library, Overdrive and Hoopla, and these are all available um, uh, via those services. So probably D.E. Stevenson's most popular book was a book called Miss Bunkle's Book. Sorry, that's backwards, but that's the cover of the new reprint of that book. Miss Bunkle's Book is about a woman named Barbara Bunkle, and she's unmarried. She's probably in her late 30s, and she lives in a small village, and her bank account is not what she would hope. So she decides to write a novel, um, and it's inspired by her fellow townfolk. And this is all well and good, and the book is wildly popular, and uh, and again, all is well because she's written this under the pseudonym John Smith, I believe. But her fellow villagers begin to recognize themselves, and when that happens, all forms of hijinks and chaos ensue, and and trust me, it's lovely. Um, the book is followed by Miss Bunkle married, and then by the two Mrs. Abbotts, and after that the four Graces. All of these are available in ebook format on Hoopla, and two of them are available in ebook format on Overdrive, and we have them all in print once the library reopens. Um, so that is D.E. Stevenson. She has so many, many, many beautiful, beautiful books, um, all of which take place in most of which take place in England, and many in Scotland, um, from whence she comes. So the second author that I'm going to focus on is someone whose popularity resurged, I would say, sometime around her death I think it was in 2012. Her name is Miss Reed. She was an English school teacher who wrote pseudonymously during the second half of last century about two fictional villages, one called Thrush Green and the other called Fairacre. And there are lots of them, with familiar characters popping up here and there and everywhere. And there's no need to read them in any particular order, but probably the most widely available one called The School at Thrush Green. Let me show you a cover photo of that one. There we go. I believe that's the edition we have in print at the library. So this one, this particular novel, as with many of these, not much happens, but what happens is described so beautifully that the joy, the pleasure is just in the beautiful language, and so having said that, the big thing that happens in this book is that the two beloved primary school teachers in the village are planning their retirement, and this is a huge deal in this small village, and they plan to retire to Barton-at-Sea. So this involves the town preparing for their retirement, speculating about who will take their place, the big decision what to get them as a gift for their retirement. It also on the side of the teachers involves let's see, what are their names again? Dorothy Watson and Agnes Fogarty. They are, one of them learns to drive. The other is adopts a cat. They have to find their dream place by the sea. So it's just lovely, lovely and descriptive and happy and cozy and just a balm to the soul. So that one is available on Hoopla in both e-book and e-audiobook formats. And on Overdrive, it is available in an audiobook, e-audiobook format. So that is Miss Reed. And finally, I bring you Margery Sharp. She is also these are all very prolific women writers, and she's probably most famous for her children's stories, the series The Rescuers, featuring Miss Bianca, a mouse. And this will be familiar to you because they were made into animated Disney films, The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. But she actually wrote more adult novels than children's novels, and they, like the others, feature smart, funny, strong female characters. And among her most popular is one called Clooney Brown. I think this is the version we have at the library in print. Clooney Brown is a 20-year-old orphan. She's been raised by her uncle, a plumber, and she's very confident. She's a dreamer. She is fearless. And after a series of incidents, one, she takes herself to tea at the Ritz, and and then subsequently spends an entire day in bed eating oranges. Um, Her uncle decides that she needs to sort of be put into her place and learn discipline and her place in the world. And so he finds her a position in service. She becomes a parlor maid at a lovely country residence called Friar's Camel. Sorry, Friar's Carmel. And she can't be suppressed there either. So there are some wonderful characters in this. Bless you. And and again, hijinks and romance ensue, um, and and it's delightful. And this one is available on Hoopla, both in ebook and e-audio form. Um, it's unfortunately not available on Overdrive, but we do have it in print at the library. It was also made into a movie in 1946, starring Charles Boyer and Jennifer Jones, yes, and Peter Lawford. So that might be worth hunting down as well. So enjoy, be safe and well, and I will talk to you again soon.